If you have an air conditioner, close your windows immediately. One can expect to find different animals in one's surroundings. Maybe at times we find some living beings at quite odd places which we might not have imagined even in our wildest dreams. Well, we'll show you some real footage that'll leave you with goosebumps. It may be related to discovering a snake in one's toilet, a raccoon in the home, bats in the air conditioners, and some other despised animals at very private corners of one's house. These scenes might make you feel a bit uncomfortable or even cause you to flip over with anxiety every time you notice or hear something weird. Let's begin with the sensational stories which might have some valuable lessons to avoid scary situations. But before we get started, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe and click the notification bell for more such amazing content. Under construction buildings or facilities being repaired need a lot of care and vigilance. In this under repair home, a complete family of raccoons decided to take refuge and reside in the walls. The person clearing the house found and pulled out the baby raccoons. He looked for the mother raccoon, but it was not traceable anywhere. Probably she was waiting somewhere to scold her missing babies. If you leave your car unattended for quite a long time, you may expect to be surprised by something strange. One guy left his car and didn't bother to check it for about a month. Once he took the car to a nearby service station, on opening the lower portion of the car, he found these adorable little kittens. One can guess what could have been the fate of these kittens if they weren't discovered in time. You may not have experienced such an eventuality, but would have observed such images on the internet. Usually, domestic cats prefer to hang around the radiators and heaters as they require warmth, especially during cold weather. They hide under the hood and fulfill their requirement, as you can see this poor fellow. It's always advisable to check the car bonnet and engine before driving the car, particularly if you've not used your car for some time. If you forget to change broken wires of a guitar and it remains unused for some time, rest assured it's going to turn into an incubator for some kind of living creature. Be careful, because sometimes it may not be a spider or a roach, but a tiny little kitten, like this guy here who probably thought, why not bundle up here? After all, the owner hasn't visited this instrument since the last time he had to impress a lady. Technically speaking, it's always good to clean the AC vents for avoiding dust, but the requirement is not restricted to dust only. There could be something else as well, like bats or some other small animal. It's a considered fact that dark and secluded places are always favourite locations for small animals to hide. You can see how many bats have opted to inhabit this AC cover. It is crystal clear that there can be more than one animal occupying the vacant space. Can you tell how this monster lizard managed to get into the bathroom? And who found it there? Surely the poor fellow was having a real tough time, but how will he get rid of this agony? Really pertinent concern. Have you ever found yourself in a contest against a frog, and that too with the one tucked in the commode? Just put aside the imagination and move into your toilet. Can you tell us, how are you going to handle the frog relaxing in your commode? Maybe you try hard to pull out the frog, but the enemy is well entrenched and knows a lot of tricks. So the fight is not going to be an easy one. Clearance and rescue operations had to be very deliberate as well as swift. At last, the territory is clear of the cunning foe. Did you ever see a Santa Claus team consisting of raccoons as its members? You may say no, but jokes apart, this has happened, as you can see this sly one hiding in the chimney. It takes place quite often that a raccoon mother prefers to reside in a fireplace chimney, as these are the most comfortable place for childbirth and initial weeks of caring for the cubs. Experts advise that if you find fluffy raccoon families occupying the fireplace chimney, you should wait for some time and let them vacate their habitat. If their stay is prolonged, do not use the chimney for heating, rather call the rescue service to handle the issue. It's really devastating for some people to find a reptile like a snake in the toilet. What we're seeing in this video is a real embodiment of the nightmare. Certain people feel sick just seeing a snake, as if they're having some sort of phobia which has not yet been named. Keeping everything aside, you can see struggle required to remove this sturdy muscular predator. It's going to put up stiff resistance. Finally, the abhorring reptile was successfully removed from the toilet. Wise people used to say that when your dog starts barking without something visible, you must neither get angry nor ignore it. The dog is not wasting his energy in futility, as he's not gone crazy or trying to annoy you. Actually, what he can feel you may not realize. This dog has been barking since the morning and taking round of the wooden floor. Finally, when planks were removed, the house owner found this tiny possum there which ran away, but no one tried to chase it. However, the story didn't end there. Residents of the society informed that the house owner looked for the possum and started feeding it while monitoring its activities through a hidden camera. The owner confessed that the tiny animal was really cute. You cannot waste precious time while pondering how this kitten got into the closed wall. Luckily, people in the building noticed her presence. First and foremost priority goes to rescuing her. Thanks to timely arrival and efforts of rescue service, that kitten managed to come out safely. Impressed by the innocence and cuteness, one hopes one of the rescue staff adopted her. These pipes have been disused for a considerable time. Therefore, besides mud getting deposited, the naughty fox cubs utilize the opportunity to make it their home. It's enough now they have to migrate and find a new abode, but before that they can enjoy a good bath. Probably this little snake planned to visit grandmother and decided to ride in the car. It didn't take the risk to bother anyone so that its journey would be interrupted. But imagine finding a snake while you're driving your vehicle. It would truly be a rest of your nerves and your reflexes. How would you handle it? Most people would probably scream bloody murder, stop the car, and jump out. Everyone likes to take a shower before proceeding to the day's routine. Otherwise, one feels sleepy. Most probably, these little birds are also conscious of that. That's why they decided to make a nest on this disused shower. It's not a unique occurrence, however. Birds tend to build nests in the weirdest of places. An abandoned shower is probably among the least astonishing ones. Just think that you're relaxing in your room and suddenly find a wild animal there. What would your immediate response be? A similar situation was faced by Tim Cathy, a resident of California. He found an alligator stuck up under the table. Luckily, the beast was not free, otherwise it could have harmed him. Tim immediately called for help and requested a rescue service. Meanwhile, the alligator managed to get free from the table and preferred to enjoy the pool outside. Surely it needed to get freshened up and beat the Florida heat. Finally, it was handled by the rescue service and moved back to its natural habitat. We all know wealthy people like to enjoy a trip on a luxury boat. Well, it may be very costly, but there's no other way. Think a raccoon family decided to live in a luxurious yacht. Probably a raccoon mother found the compartment in the yacht quite comfortable for bearing her children and rearing them there. Unluckily, after some time, the yacht crew noticed the presence of the family. They managed to dislodge the raccoon family, took them to the nearby park and released them to look for refuge in the wilderness. Hopefully, next time raccoons would look for a more spacious yacht. One day at about midnight, Mrs. Han, a resident of Baozhou City in China, had a very strange sound when she was just planning to hit the bed. She immediately rushed to the bed and put her hand directly on the animal, which she thought to be a bat. But soon she realized it was the head of a snake instead of an uncanny bat. She immediately called for help. Soon, emergency services staff reached the house and cleared the bed of this venomous reptile. Fortunately, Mrs. Han or someone else didn't sleep on the bed, otherwise the outcome could have been much more grave. There is some animal under this building, but let's guess what it is. Maybe we think it's a dog that's found a cozy corner to relax. No, it's a huge dark black bat. Probably it selected a comfortable but unfrequented corner to hibernate for a couple of months. Well, finally she has to vacate the house, and you need not be scared of it. It seems to be a universally recognized fact that chimneys are the most adored and favorite place for animals as well as birds to reside. You can see this chimney is inhabited by the family of soft-feathered birds. It's always better to check the chimney before lighting a fire. Otherwise you might end up harming the living beings. These birds were carefully removed from their residence.
New box. Fed very well.
Profession of rescuing wildlife is quite an intricate job. Staff has to be immensely proficient to handle difficult situations, but rescuing skunks is going to be the trickiest thing. Anyone touching a skunk may smell foul for at least a few days, and everyone would abhor meeting the person.
That was crazy.
Well, this team of wildlife rescuers is pretty proficient. They managed to rescue a whole skunk family from the building without getting spray attacked even by the mother skunk, who was expected not to spare anyone for dislodging her family. Commonly, it's believed that snakes come out of their holes or hiding places once the temperature rises. It's thought that weather in Moscow, Russia was hot this year, A snake is seen around, perhaps trying to sneak into the window as it happens in Australian coastal areas. But this explanation isn't really correct. Scenes like this snake resting around the air conditioner system are visible at times. This rattlesnake found it to be a cozy place to enjoy. There could be two reasons for a snake occupying space in air cooling systems. One could be that the snake, being cold-blooded, can easily withstand the heat effect, and secondly, ventilation and cooling vents visited by insects provide sufficient opportunity to the reptiles for getting food without much effort or hassle. You may ponder and guess which animal is stuck behind this wall. Maybe some rodent, as they're always expected to hide in the nooks and corners. But this time your guess isn't correct. Just see, it's a cute bird. It's really surprising to find a bird here, but don't forget that they most often select secluded places to make nests and lay eggs. Subsequently, they hatch eggs and bear the chicks. This one is lucky enough to be rescued timely. If you've come this far, we're sure you've enjoyed the astonishing incidents covered in this video. Some of these might have scared you, but our purpose was to make you more conscious and able to face some intricate situations confidently. Before signing off, do like the video, subscribe to our channel, and also share your opinion in the comment section about which one of these incidents was your favourite. We'll be back soon with another amazingly informative video. Until then, stay safe and have a great time.